What's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV, live remix, no, live. Hey, look, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. And I'm going to say this again: the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Today we are talking. We have a number of different things we're talking about today, but right off the bat, we have been sitting, we've been waiting. A lot of people have been anticipating pins and needles, but the trial of Derek Chauvin, George Floyd, is almost done. The verdict came in. He was guilty on all 3 counts. And I say almost done because now we have to wait for the sentencing. A lot of people aren't just satisfied with the fact that he's been found guilty, but they want to see what the sentence is going to be. Is it going to be a light sentence? Is it going to be the full extent of the law? So the minimum he can get is like 48 months, I think it is, or something like that. The maximum he can get 10 and a half to 15 years. Now, here's the thing. With that 10 and a half to 15 years, there's a extra caveat on there where, because the 9-year-old girl's testimony was so compelling, there's an enhancement that could happen where he can get more time. All right. How do you feel about that? How do you feel about the verdict? How do you feel about the trial as a whole? And what is that going to do for us now as black people and as people, period? Does this do anything for police reform? Does this do anything for Black Lives Matter? Just because this is done, do we stop the narrative? Do we quit talking about it? Want to hear what you guys got to say. But right off the bat, again, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV live are not necessarily views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. And by no means are we trying to influence anybody's opinions or ideas or anything. We're just, doing what everybody else is doing and talking about current events. So having said that, check this out.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror 4-person, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury 4-person, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April 2021 at 1:45 p.m. We're adjourned.
So we heard the verdict being read by the judge, all counts guilty. And we also saw Derek Chauvin being walked out in handcuffs and the door closes behind him. They revoked his bail, so he immediately went to jail. Somebody said that, he's handcuffed. Why don't they put him down and do the same thing that he did when George Floyd was handcuffed? I mean, it's everybody would say let the punishment befit the crime, but let's understand that this is a human being as well. He's a human being as well. No, did he regard the life of George Floyd? According to the video, according to everybody that spoke, he didn't care. He just did what he wanted to do, even though George Floyd was begging for his life. But again, he's a man, and the law has prevailed, and so he's going to get his. Hopefully, with the sentencing, he'll get his just deserved. So, what does that do now? A lot of people were waiting, for one way or the other. If it didn't go down like they wanted it to go down, they were ready to go and burn the town down. Since it did, now everybody's kumbaya, everybody's happy. I don't think that the conversation should stop about Black Lives Matter, about police reform. All police aren't bad. One bad apple, it looks like, will spoil a whole bunch, though. Seems like it happens all the time. Let's welcome Maurice Bishop to the show.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? So how you feeling?
Slow motion. How you feeling, bro?
Oh, I'm good, man. All good. I'm all good. We're just talking a little bit about this trial and the guilty all 3 counts. You there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stand by, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. But Maurice is out there in Nashville. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, bro.
Is it Nashville, Tennessee?
Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, man.
He's out there in Nashville. Holding it down for Dope Living out there, man. So,
all right, I'm here. I'm good.
Yeah. Again, that trial, everybody was hoping, was preparing for the worst.
Well, yeah. I mean, we like glazed over it last night,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's just wanting justice to be served, and a whole bunch of people witnessed that happening. What a lot of people saying to me, "You gonna believe your lying eyes? Or you gonna believe me?" Kind of thing. Now I was thinking, this cannot be. I was just hoping, really, I was hoping that the verdict came back the way it was, which was guilty. I mean, he was guilty.
But a lot of people were and even though we saw exactly what happened, we saw the attitude, we saw the atmosphere, a lot of people were saying, well, you know what, this might not go down the right way.
Well, like we were talking about last night, they were throwing all that, shade on his character and everything, which had nothing to do with what happened there. A lot of folks don't understand. We get caught up on that stuff. Go run down a rabbit hole in court and anything else, even in business doing. People run down a rabbit hole about nothing. Ain't got to do with nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with what you're talking about. But we end up on a losing side because we ran down that rabbit hole. And I was praying that that the prosecutor would stay on a message, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
So dude, that was a trip because me and my wife were just thinking, man, how many times this crap got to happen? I mean, I was listening to one commentator saying, is this the bar now? We got to have video, damning video to the point to where you just can't deny it. Is this going to be the bar? Or do we have to right now be aware, that these things are happening and not just saying, well, he was this and he was that. Again, going down the rabbit hole versus the truth. The truth is he got killed. He was murdered. The guy was murdered. Yeah. That's the truth.
And I think still, we still, and as I was saying earlier, we still got to talk about it, though. We still got to let people know,
Oh, yeah.
This is just one incident. All right. What about the ones that haven't been pushed out there? There's been a lot of stuff that,
Minneapolis seems to be having a big problem,
Yeah.
From what I understand, it's a great place to visit, but now you don't want to stay there if you're black.
Right. So, the question, it comes up, after all is said and done, what do we do now? What do we as a people do now? Do we shut up and say, okay, we got our way? Because, let's be honest. He just got convicted. He hasn't been sentenced yet. All right.
Well, right. And that's the other thing. He got convicted. He's going to get 1 year for each, or 10 year here, 1 year there, and then 1 year end up 12 years. Now he out of jail.
Right.
So you don't know what that sentence is going to be. And like I just said earlier, that this, do we just take this like, this is going to be the bar? Or are we going to say, okay, no, the bar is going to be, if any of this crap happens again, these people need to know that there's going to be consequences, man. There's going to be consequences for act just like you on the street or me on the street.
Right.
You know.
And I hope that's the narrative that comes across to everybody, man. I hope that these police officers, and like I said, all of them aren't bad, but you got situations that are happening that makes them all look bad. You know.
Right. Well, you see how many testified against him. I mean,
right. Even his own,
Right, exactly. I mean, that's not the way. That's not the. Dude, I know plenty of officers. My wife works for Metro Nashville, so I know plenty of officers here, and they know me. And like my daddy said, if they don't know you for no mess, you just don't have to worry about nothing. But that ain't the time we live in. It just seems like the narrative is he's that there's something going on.
Right.
He's doing something. And still, and they brought up the little fake 20 thing. I don't know if that was the case or not. That went like down the hole, but he didn't deserve to die for a fake 20. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was the case,
And that's the whole, and that's the most insane part about it, man.
Yeah.
This man died because it could have or could not have been a fake 20.
Right.
He begged, for his life. So is it now that we're going to have to still, when a police car comes behind us, do we start sweating, panicking, and doing all this stuff? Are we still doing that now? Because of this happened, do we release ourselves from that anxiety?
Or you don't know what the next officer is going to do. I mean, there was another shooting today in New York. Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, God, what is going on, man?
See, and that's where we, the gun laws got to be different or something. I don't know, but yeah, somebody in a what was it, a department store?
Yeah, department store. He shot. He used to work there. It was a brother.
Yeah, I saw it. Crazy looking one too.
Yeah,
I saw the picture.
Yeah, I did too during the news. He did look kind of crazy, didn't he?
Yeah.
But anyway, like I said, I mean, that there right there, dude, I mean, the gun control stuff, and I'm a gun advocate, dude, but some people don't need to have firearms.
Yeah.
People we got to find a way to make, to say, okay, if this dude buys a firearm, he's good. You know what I mean? And he's not going to be as careless. We got a lot of careless folk around here. They leave their guns in a car overnight. People breaking in, taking them out of their daggone. You don't do that crap.
You also got to understand and that we're living in different times right now than we used to live. All right.
Right.
People are out of jobs. A lot of people are just angry. And these newfangled little kids, they going crazy, man.
Yeah, they shoot first, ask question later.
Yeah. But they're cowards to me, and it's ridiculous that we gotta continuously, and I'm going back to being black, we got to continuously watch our backs, period, and we're taking each other out.
Yeah, and see, that's the other thing they were talking about. Commentators talking about, okay, we got this deal with George, but what about you got places like Chicago where somebody dying every day, skin black as mine. You know what I mean? Just because they got this little border that they can't cross, it's insane to think, the stuff that these folks is, killing each other for. It's insane. It is insane.
It's so. It's the little things. They're killing each other for little things.
Yeah.
Things don't make any sense. People. You're on the highway. People get in front of you. You start shooting because they cut you off.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, that is about the most stupidest thing that this road rage stuff, and there's a lot of it going around here in Nashville. I just have to watch. I look, dude, cut me off. More power to you, baby. I hope you get to where you're gonna get to, and everything's cool and everything's cool. I'm not about to catch up with you and throw you the bird or whatever. Then mess around, and throw a bullet back at you. You know what I mean?
And I just don't play with these kids, man.
Yeah, I let them roll on, dude.
Yeah, they go out and do what you got to do. I'm not gonna race you. I don't care if my car. I know my car will beat you. I ain't gonna race you because if I beat you, you're gonna kill me. It's not gonna happen. Sorry. Yeah. I'm not putting myself in that situation. Okay.
What you think about this, Craig? If we're doing it to ourselves, what do you think? Policemen like this dude that just got put in jail for. Think what they think about us.
They don't care.
You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to figure out what the hell's going on, or police like he's supposed to, not be judge, jury, and executor. You know, uh, uh, if they did that, they that would probably be the, you know, shoot. If they could figure out why these kids killing each other, that'd probably be the most awesomest thing in the world. But
Yeah.
well, I'm telling you now, bro.
But see, and that's one of the things where if you live in, like, I got a brother that lives in Louisville, Kentucky.
Right.
Racist state, racist city,
Mm-hmm.
but he's there. Now, I wonder if this is going to have the same effect that to Caucasian white people as Roots in the OJ trial had with us. Do they come up in arms and start hating us? You know what I mean?
All
Start
right.
some way towards us.
The direct opposite.
Yeah.
Well, I see that's I don't know about that, Greg. I mean, I don't think that's gonna happen. Because that'll be like pouring gasoline on a fire. That'll really be starting some stuff. It's kind of like the Ferguson deal. When everybody's protesting about Ferguson. What happened to Michael.
Mhm.
You think that people you can see that people are getting tired of it. I mean, it's not just black folk marching; it's white folk marching too. We got Jews, everybody's marching with us, Asian, everybody, and especially anybody in the color brown. They marching right with us. They doing a protest right along with us. Back in the day, like back in the day with Martin and them, it wasn't just black folks marching; it was everybody marching. I always say the right, because it was right. That's the reason why they marched. Hey,
Hello, good people.
what's going on?
Everybody say what's up to
You
Gina.
know what we're talking about, don't you?
I know. I figured this would be a topic for discussion.
I mean,
Without a doubt.
I wasn't going to do it. I told somebody earlier I was not going to do it. It wasn't going to feed.
It's hard.
Why?
If
I
you
would
want-
have brought it up anyway.
Well, I mean, we could talk about it and glance on it and this and that, but I didn't want to add any more fuel because all he did was get convicted.
Yeah.
Right?
He didn't get sentenced yet. He didn't
On
get
3 charges.
Yeah, but he didn't get sentenced yet.
Yeah, but even with the 3 charges, it shouldn't be less than 20 years.
And that's the thing, we don't know. But here's the thing with the 3 charges, the most he can probably get is about 40. But they have an enhancement, as I was saying earlier, where now because of the testimony of the 9-year-old, there may be an enhancement where he can get more time.
But something like
Right.
without chance of parole or something like that.
So Boris Johnson asked me, did I hear about the Joe trial?
Who?
Who's Joe?
I don't know. Boris, enlighten me.
I'm not familiar.
Wait a minute, hold on. Is that the dude from UK for real?
No, this is another guy. He's on YouTube. I don't know who Boris is, but Boris, identifies. So you want to come on with us?
I'm not familiar with. I don't know who Joe.
That looks like their prime minister, UK's prime minister.
Oh no, Joe trying to be funny. So he really he don't know he on the wrong one to do this.
Oh, he got jokes.
Did you see that?
I'm gonna let you loose on this one, Greg. He got jokes.
Joe, I'm the wrong one, bro. I'm the wrong one, bro.
I wonder how many podcasts he went on with that joke.
I will find you, Joe. I'm the wrong one, bro. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Anyway, everybody say what's up to V Chris.
What's going on, Big Chris? What's up, man?
What's going on?
We chilling, man. We chilling. Boris tried to come at me. He said that I heard about the Joe trial. You know what his answer was?
The who trial?
Joe Mama.
Joe who?
Yeah.
His answer was,
That's the wrong one, man. What the hell is that?
he don't know me. Dude.
That's what we're doing today.
No, that's okay. Let him come on. Let him come on. Joe, come on, bring some.
He came hard with it.
Bring some on, Joe. Boris, whatever your name is, bring some on. I got you. Let's do it. And I can believe me, Boris. I can find you. Trust me. Anyway, yeah, Chris, you had the wrong name up. That's why I said V Chris, man. I got you. But we was talking about the trial, man. And look, just for Boris. This is probably Boris's brother. He got arrested. So I just wanted y'all to see this one more time. The verdict and the walkout. Y'all check that out real quick.
We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 1, unintentional second-degree murder while committing a felony, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:44 p.m. Signed, juror foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 2. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 2, third-degree murder, perpetrating an eminently dangerous act, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. Signed by jury foreperson, juror number 19. Same caption, verdict count 3. We, the jury, in the above entitled matter as to count 3, second-degree manslaughter, culpable negligence, creating an unreasonable risk, find the defendant guilty. This verdict agreed to this 20th day of April, 2021 at 1:45 p.m. We're adjourned.
And scene.
Am I the only one who feels a tug at the heart?
Well, let me tell you this.
For
Look at Chris' face.
for who?
No, Gina, he's a human.
Come on, Gina.
He is a
I
human.
do.
yourself.
I
Just-
really do. I feel sorry for him. I feel bad for him. I really do. I do. Am I the only one who feels like that?
Yep, you're the only one.
Gina.
I mean, did you see his face?
Yeah, it was
I'm
emotional.
going right here.
It was emotionless as they were reading.
You know what they say. You always when you think you can get away with something, you're good until your hand is caught in the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His hand got caught, but I mean, this is not the victory though.
Exactly. That's what we're talking about too. He hasn't gotten sentenced yet.
Exactly.
You know.
So in Minnesota, for the 2 second-degree murders, it's a maximum of 25 years.
Each.
Yeah, that's the max. Yeah.
Damn.
But it's an average of 12 years.
Huh?
It's an average of 12 years.
Yeah.
So
And for that manslaughter, it's 4 to 20 years. So he could get as little as 4 years for that one.
Yeah.
So in other words, his minimum will probably be 29 years then.
That's why I said the minimum can't be any less than 20 years.
But again, remember the enhancement, okay?
But-
the little girl, the
But after
9-year-old girl.
after 10 years, he can get probation.
Right. But see, again, like I was talking about with the enhancement, and Chris just left for a second.
He'll be back.
With the enhancement, and that's what they called it. I was listening to it. He can get more because of that 9-year-old girl's testimony. He can get more.
Wow.
All right. Now here's the thing that and Gina, I kind of feel you, but I don't. But the reason I wanted to play that is because at the end, this man's hands were behind his back and handcuffed, just the same as George Floyd was. All right. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, we can't bring George Floyd back.
Right.
He won't be able to say hi to his family. He won't be able to hug his family or anything like that. Okay. So whatever sentence this man gets, and I feel you, Gina. I mean, he's a human. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't say that he made a mistake, because after all of that, even the little girl said, "Why don't you just get off of him?" Even she knew at 9 years old, she knew something was going wrong. And he had no remorse. He still hasn't shown any remorse. He's looking, okay. And I'm like, come on, man, cry, do something. But
when they sentence him, don't he have a chance to say something about remorse and all that other stuff?
At the sentencing, he does.
Yeah. I thought so. Yeah.
It was a shocked look on his face.
Oh yeah, it looked like he thought he was going to get off.
Yeah,
like,
but
I
could just imagine being in a situation like that where you want to hold on to every little thread of hope. His attorney was horrible.
He was.
That defense,
But you know the crazy part about it is this though. At the time of the trial, he wasn't a police officer no more. He got fired.
That's right.
Right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So he didn't get the quote unquote protection.
But guess what? What do you think? What do you think the lady, the police officer or ex-police officer that killed
She gone.
killed Dante, what's his name? Dante Wright?
Yeah.
Did she get fired
I'm
off?
sure she is shaking in her boots.
Man.
Didn't she get fired off?
She resigned.
No, she resigned. She
but he didn't accept the resignation.
Right, but they still have 3 charges against her.
right.
Most definitely.
She resigned so she can get pension and money and all of that. Okay.
Yeah, that was the reason for the resignation.
He didn't accept the resignation. She's got to go to jail. She's got to go.
That's so she can retain her benefits.
Boris, don't get on my side now. He said he should get the death penalty. Don't get on my side now, Boris.
You know, I think it's just a sad situation all the way around. Even with Chauvin and his family, and
yeah, you have to realize.
Can he even make it? Can he even make it there? Can he even survive?
Right.
Talk about jail? Oh, you're gonna have 24/7 coverage.
Well,
Somebody gonna be covering that butt every day.
Maurice, but you got to look at it this way too. He's not a police officer anymore, so
that's right. So he can't go.
He's gonna have that coverage.
Man, that's right. When he go lay down good.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
Hold on a second, Boris. You're not on my bad side, man. You're not on my bad side, dude. Just come on with it, man. Talk about it. Let's go. Go ahead, Chris. I'm sorry.
No, I just said he's gonna be in Depop.
You know he is. But I wonder how he felt when.
Hey, what up, bro?
His peers.
Where you gonna park the truck?
Walked him in. What was the conversation when that door closed?
I'm gonna go back around real quick.
You know what I mean? What was the conversation?
You know what? It's not even over for this trial because you have the other officers that were there.
That's right. Didn't they get charged too?
They got charged too. So
it's kind of like they went the same way they do when they mess around with these kids on the street. If you stand on the corner next to the criminal and saying you get charged.
Right. So they probably will not get as much time as him.
Getting charged by association.
Yeah, I think there's going to be something handed down for, especially the Asian guy. I can't even remember his name anymore.
Yeah.
Because people tried to walk up and assist, and he made them get back.
Yeah, he was like protecting them.
But he was like the security guard.
Yeah, what I don't understand is once you got him in the truck, why did you take him out the truck?
Well, yeah, that was the other thing.
They put him through the other side.
They put him in. They put him in on the sidewalk side and then pulled him out on the street side.
Mistake number 1. That's where it started right there. Mistake number 1.
You already got him in there. Even though you use excessive force to get him in there, you got him in there. So why would you take him
in there? Close the doors. Close the doors. It was 4 y'all. Close the doors. Just close the doors. He can struggle and kick and do whatever he want in there.
All that for the back of the police car.
Yeah, you can do all of that. You can do whatever you want. But all of that, they pulled him through to the other side. Now they try to also say something about the carbon monoxide in the truck.
Right.
And and it was his truck, man. Shut up with all that.
So let me say this. Let me ask this question. Is that the only police car that was out there?
No.
That's what I'm saying. So why you didn't try to put him in another one?
Exactly.
That's why he's going to jail now, though.
And that's why the prosecution came instead of all that extra talk. They came straight with the videos, and then they came straight with the people that were standing right outside who saw every single moment of this.
Right.
And I don't care what the deep now you said the defense was lousy, but actually he did his job. Okay, he did his job.
He was trying to throw a doubt in the whole game. Is what he's trying to do.
Was it the defense or was it what's the names that people that can't afford lawyers get?
Public defender.
No, he wasn't a public defender. He wasn't a public defender without it. He was on the police.
Hey, you know what? A public defender might have got him off. Ain't no telling, because this public defender might have got that dude free, man.
Yeah, I just think the defense that he used, that the crowd distracted him and all of that, that wasn't flying. And then you're gonna take excerpts from the video to try to make a truth out of it. You can't take excerpts and say this is what happened.
They did not work at all. Everybody say what's up to Ujima.
Ujima.
What's happening?
What's up, though? What's happening?
What's up, my blackness?
You got it.
Before we get too far off track, and I want to get back to this too. You want to catch Chris with this and Chris, what you gonna do right now?
I'm here. We're gonna probably have to do it tomorrow, bro. I'm gonna hit the club right now.
Oh, the strip club?
Nah, the club is open. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Level one.
Man,
I got to email the address to my friend. She hit Vegas today for her birthday.
Saturday we trying to open everything up. So.
Chris, you told me.
I thought it was something tomorrow, the 21st.
No, we have to push everything back.
Oh,
Chris,
okay.
you told me to rest up and not do too many things at one time, but we'll talk.
Yeah, we're gonna talk, bro.
Yeah,
we're gonna have to do it probably. We'll do it over. We'll pick a date to do it over for sure.
I ain't worry about it. All right, handle your business, man.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir.
See you later, Chris.
Peace.
All right.
So, was going to talk about the Las Vegas Stars, okay, but we want to do it in its entirety. So we're gonna table that right now and get back to this verdict, okay? I want to get Uji's opinions on what happened today.
I mean, there ain't too much. They ain't got too much really to say. They found him guilty. I mean, what else could happen? Actually, I mean, they basically. I feel like it was more political than anything. I mean, they didn't really need the jury. They didn't want that. They didn't want the riots and stuff like that going on anyway. So it was going down. It was gonna go that way anyway. They didn't want nothing. They trying to do something else. So it's like it's just all just sad. Basically, it's just sad. The whole situation is just sad.
See, I'm not the only one feel like that. Thank you.
He didn't say he felt for Chauvin.
Huh?
You didn't say that you felt bad for Chauvin, did you?
I don't feel bad for the police. I feel bad for the whole situation. Period. I feel bad that that it had to take a whole year for him to even be convicted on this. You know what I'm saying? I feel bad about everything. I feel bad that the man got his neck stood on for 30 minutes. I feel bad that they didn't go ahead on and just being that was the case, period. And they seen it on the video right off the top. Squash this like they didn't squash a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? In time that that the police officer had to be convicted. You know what I'm saying? I'm sad that that all these people had to go out there and be crying because quote unquote we as black people finally got some justice. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm sad about a whole bunch of that. It's not cool.
Okay, but
we shouldn't be happy because of one justice out of a million.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. The same thing. Is this the bar? Is this the bar? You got to have unequivocal evidence that the person is really getting killed by an officer, and there's no denying that, hey, this dude killed him, and no heart condition, none of that BS that they was trying to give us the okie doke and all that stuff. Is this the new bar, or is it this dude pulling out guns and shooting 12, 13-year-olds that's running from him? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad. It's actually just sad. I mean, I can't jump up and shout hooray or nothing like that for the simple fact that this is sad. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really sad to see this happen the way it happened. I don't have any remorse as far as sad for the man who stood on that man's neck for 30 minutes. I don't have any remorse for that. He should have been being punished. You know what I'm saying? And he in the courtroom acting like, cool. Cool. Everything's cool. You know what I'm saying? No, nigga, it ain't cool.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? He got when they say, she shouldn't be back out, he need to go ahead and be designated from in jail and this, that, and the other. He should have never got out.
And they gave him bail.
There's a lot of stuff that's real sad about this situation.
It
a
is.
lot
of stuff. But they revoked
it's really not a celebration. I'm not gonna celebrate. I found this dollar bill on the ground.
And see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not really, because it happens all the time. We just don't hear about it all the time. Okay, there's more things than this that have happened with that situation, with not that situation, but situations similar to that. So we're gonna take one situation, sensationalize it, and again, look, I pray for the family of George Floyd. Hopefully they can get some comfort from some of this.
Some closure and stuff. Yeah.
It's never going to be closure as far as that.
When I was on the bus home from South Dakota, federal BOP camp. I was getting home from jail. I was on the bus. I came through Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? I seen all the stuff that was done. Then I got here to Indianapolis and seen firsthand all the stuff that happened too. This is like the next day. I'm on the bus. I'm traveling through here. I'm seeing downtown tore up. I'm seeing their downtown tore up. I'm seeing a lot of different downtowns tore up as I roll from South Dakota to Indianapolis. And just that was sad. I'm not happy that they looted and this, that, and the other. That's just sad because, like I said before, we make up about 12% of the United States of America as black people. You know what I'm saying? 10, 12, 8%. We make up a very small percent of black people in the United States of America. And for us to have to act a fling-flarn fool to get one demonstration successful out of years and years and years and years of trying.
You left off a year. You left off a years.
I left what off?
You left one of the years off. Just keep it. It goes on and
years and years and years and years and years of trying. This is not. It's like, this is bad. This is bad. It's actually bad because now peep game. Now they feel like they didn't gave us something.
Right.
Like I said, the bar has changed.
They feel like they didn't gave us something, and we haven't gained anything from him just going to jail because that's all that happened. He went to jail for killing that man. They didn't change not a law. They didn't do anything.
Which is what it's supposed to happen.
That's going to supplement our lifestyles.
Exactly. And like Maurice just said, that's what's supposed to happen. You kill somebody, you get caught, you go to jail.
You're supposed to go to jail.
Yeah.
Then you were supposed
to again, have we raised the bar saying we're surprised that this man is going to jail? You know what I'm saying? Has the bar changed?
We are surprised though.
Yeah. We are
surprised because from past actions, that wasn't the result. So we kind of figured this is, I think we all braced ourselves that this may not be the result what we saw today.
No.
Right.
We all kind of prepared for that mentally. And it was a shocker. But that's also what Kamala Harris said, exactly what Ujimar just stated, that, this isn't a win.
I didn't even follow this. I didn't even follow the court. This whole demonstration, I didn't follow it.
A lot of people didn't follow it, but I think
went to court.
Tuned in for the verdict.
I saw they was going to court, and I heard they lost. He lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I heard the white guy lost. So that was pretty much everything in between. We already knew.
We knew
they drug this on for a couple weeks. They drug this on for a couple weeks in court and almost a year, because I've been out almost a year. They drug this out for almost a year on the street.
And it was painful to watch. And why would you put the family back through that same thing again? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should have been immediately been, look, the video, doesn't lie. All right. And people mad and they're trying to get laws that you can't, when police are doing something, you can't take your phone out and film it. Okay. No, it's not going to happen. Somebody going to do it. All right. Because that saves some lives. Okay. And it saves, it saves that in posterity so that, you know, if you did do the wrong, you did do the crime, we got you, you know, it's irrefutable.
Right.
But you know, everybody got a good point. But my thing is this man, yeah, he's a man, he's a human, he's a man. But as Maurice just said, you did the crime, so you got to do
Do the time. Yeah.
You have to, and it's a shame that like Uji said that, you know, this is just not. It's not a win. It's okay. It's another pacifier, all right?
Smoke screen.
Yeah, and if we continue to let the pacifiers and smoke screens blur our vision, I mean, we got to talk about it. Okay, it's not like we don't have to talk about this case. Okay, we can talk about normal stuff that happens every day. We can talk about it all, you know, because it happens every day.
You know, it's like I say, it's actually sad. You know, I couldn't jump up and be like, yay, 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 and none of that. You know, I felt more like probably the people in the crowd crying.
Well, you know, not just that. I mean, you talking about black and brown cases. I was listening. I try to listen to NPR. I mean, to drop that. And NPR had a deal today where they're talking about, you know, when Trump was in office, they asked for some, you know, the PPP assistance, and they send them body bags and toe tags, dude. I was like, really?
Hey, y'all want to hear something funny though?
Body bags and toe tags?
You want to hear something else that's funny? It's not really funny.
They can't find.
Before the verdict was read, President Biden
said he hoped they get the right decision.
He said he hoped they make the right decision. Okay, and he got blasted for saying that. Okay.
Yeah, by the Republican. Yeah, I heard that.
So the Republicans gonna blast him for that because they said it could incite a riot. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the whole thing about it is he didn't say which decision would have been right.
He didn't. He just said, "I hope they make the right."
So that's something that he pretty much should have. That's something that was actually good for president. Actually, I couldn't lie. For him to be president, that was a good statement for him to say.
Yeah. And then when everything was said and done, he got on there and said, "Hey man, you know, the jury made the right decision. The man was murdered. Blah 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 blah." Okay, right. Cool. But Trump incited a riot. He incited a riot.
Yeah.
So the Republicans are just forgetting about this. Okay. And look, I'm not against.
They're trying to pump him up again, man. He ain't going away. I'm telling you, in 4 more years, that fool gonna be all up in the mix, dude. I don't know.
You know, like I said, and again, it's up to us to just make sure.
Anything Trump does now is cartoonish. You know, the only people that's paying attention to him is his people. Period. All right. Everything he does now is cartoonish, and he's going. If he keeps it up, let me tell you what's going to happen. He keeps it up, he's going to get the RICO. He's going to jail for the RICO. All right. You can forget all the rest of the stuff. If you keep it up, you'll be going to jail on the RICO. All right. Ain't nothing that nobody can do about it.
He's going to jail, period. At some point,
he should be going to jail on a RICO right now. But if he keeps it up, if he wanna get into this and be boisterous about this, he's going to end up catching a RICO.
What's a RICO?
A RICO is one of the most serious federal charges you can get. Racketeering, everything. It's everything in one.
Okay.
It's everything in one. Everything that they would give
street person. Didn't what's his name? Dude in that gangster. What's his name? Teflon Don.
You talk about well, all of them got the RICO. Everybody you want to name, all of them got the RICO.
But normally it didn't stick to him though. I can't remember.
Larry Hoover got the RICO. Ford got the RICO. All these people, everybody that's that ran the organization or quote unquote might have ran the organization, and money was involved, and anything you think of. was involved in that, they got the RICO.
Racketeering.
Rico Suave. That's what they got the Rico Suave.
It's a little bit of all that. It's everything. That's why I didn't try to name everything. It's everything.
Let's look it up.
I'm gonna give
Look
you the Wikipedia version.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is RICO? HG.org.
I tell you, RICO, you
Stands
never
for
get out of
Racketeering,
jail.
Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act. That's what RICO, the
All in
acronym
a
spells out.
nutshell. Yeah, act. So the act part covers everything.
Yeah. Act was a groundbreaking piece of legislation passed in the United States in 1970 with the goal of financially crippling the mafia. And that's what I said earlier, the mafia, because they were racketeering. They take a piece of
That's what I'm
everything.
saying.
Call it
And
360 deal. That was a 360 deal. They got money off everything.
He got the good boys or what Proud Boys. He got so many people that is like behind him.
But the problem is they got to tie him directly. We know what's going on.
That's
They
it.
got
But
to
see,
tie
now,
his ass to it.
now he ain't the president. So anything that they link to him now is easier than when he was a president. All right. Now anything you link to him.
They can get his Twitter because he ain't on Twitter no more. Twitter banned him, Instagram banned him. I think Facebook banned him too. For this dude was a piece of work, man. But him and Chauvin will probably be in the same cell soon.
You think so, huh?
Who? Man, Trump is a citizen now. He's
I see he moved his son into a position to run the companies.
And that dude,
his son going too.
Yeah,
his son going too.
His son gonna be right next to him.
Right, his son going too. He might go before him. His daddy might throw him up under his daddy gonna throw him up under the bus.
Oh yeah, it's like you do everybody else.
Now the dumb son, he cool.
You dumb.
He used it. Eric. He used his dumbness, man, and just said, "Hey, I'm gonna talk with Dad.
You're too dumb to go to jail, boy."
But I ain't gonna say nothing else, okay? Ivanka, she started backing away too. So
that's what you gonna have to worry about running and doing stuff right there.
Ivanka. No, she didn't have a taste of it. She know that nobody like her or her family, so ain't nobody going with her.
You don't even hear about the Kardashians messing with him no more.
Oh no. And I don't even think her husband messing with her no more, man.
It's over with. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. You don't hear about Kanye messing with him. Nothing.
Kanye got his own problems. Shit. He got it.
He created them though.
I'm talking about Kanye got a problem. Kanye's smart, y'all.
Very smart.
Well, he married up and now he's a billionaire. So I mean, shoot.
He's smart. He can.
The marriage didn't make him. I don't think the marriage made him a billionaire. He was on his road anyway.
Right. He had his own money.
If anything, she got over on this, okay. But he was smart. He did a prenup, even with her. He did a prenup. So she gonna get a little something, okay. She ain't getting a lot of something.
You gonna have to take care of them babies.
Okay. Yeah,
that's what she
got.
get.
3 or 4.
They his.
That's what she gonna get. And
how many?
And if she continue to be a whore,
I don't know if it's 3 or 4. I don't know.
If she continue to be a whore, he's gonna take the kids, and she won't get nothing.
No.
That's hardcore words right there, bro.
No,
that's real.
Dude, I heard she was messing with Drake.
Oh yeah, she already up feeling. He already. She done pushed up. She done pushed up on him already.
About 3 more guys since then. Like I said, if she continue to be a whore and he get pissed off enough, he got lawyers that'll take her down.
Ink ain't even dry yet, man. Ink ain't even been put on the paper yet. Kanye was mad. He talking about, hey man, look, y'all keep my wife's name out y'all mouth, all right? But it's cool, but he's smart, and Kanye gonna come out with the best album he ever had. Watch. He already got them $1,000 shoes selling off the racks.
Man.
He ain't hurting. He's gonna be all right. She is the one that might not have might have some problems. She might want to call Ray J again and say, hey man, let's do part 2. Put it out. Put it out there.
That's something that he'll be pushing up if he run up on it anyway. He'll be marrying up if he married it.
Man, he got his. Ray J and his wife cool. They good.
Man.
They cool. They've been through a lot of stuff. They've been working on it heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. He didn't admit it to everything, and they working on it heavy.
John Gotti is who I was talking about. John
Gotti too. What'd you say?
John Gotti, yeah, most definitely.
John Gotti was one.
John Gotti, who we talking about.
died in prison because he got sent up for
Right.
RICO.
So let me ask y'all a question.
Like I say, you got people that's still living and they've been there over 30 years, 40
Yeah,
years right now.
they just
On RICO.
live, but they control a lot of stuff even from inside of there. And then you got people like
I mean, yeah, they do.
Giuliani that's out of jail that should have been in jail decades ago.
Let
So
me ask you guys a question, man. And Boris, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for the joke and coming in. We ain't mad at you, bro. You ain't on the bad side. Anyway, Diddy. Everybody,
Joe Mama.
everybody is blaming Diddy for the downfall of all of his artists. He ain't really got no artists now, but they blaming him for the downfall of all of his artists. But
I don't blame Diddy.
I don't blame him either.
I don't blame Diddy. You know why? Because everybody is their own individual. Everybody got their mama and their daddy that they was raised by. You know what I'm saying? And then hopefully them parents gave you the tools to be the best that you could be. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's parents, whoever he had that gave him the game, he used his tools to be the best that he could be. Now, those people didn't he didn't give them people a nickel or a dime or a dollar. Some of them people were on drugs. You know what I'm saying? Some of the people got off. You know what I'm saying? And continued their regimen and are millionaires to the day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of those people, Diddy was real smart with the things that he was doing. He found talent. All right. He
Was
didn't
Black-
use them up. The only person that I can't really talk for is Craig Mack.
yeah. Well,
I can't. I'll tell you why. Too. Go ahead, Maurice.
Was Black Rob, was he homeless?
Yeah, he was homeless.
Yeah.
At the end.
When y'all said that, it says P. Diddy on the fire for not helping Black Rob before death, despite reaching out to homeless rappers.
But understand this. Let me say this right quick. Black Rob had a platinum single.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, all right.
That's it.
That he could have been performing all the way until he got sick. He could have still been performing it to the day.
Yeah.
All right. Do you understand that?
So Diddy got everybody a platform. He gave all of them an opportunity. Okay. And Gina, somebody wants to be an author and they need your advice. So hold on, don't go nowhere. All right.
Okay.
You're gonna teach him how to fish.
Diddy put them all on a platform. Okay. And believe me, look, I had conversations with him when I was doing my show. 112, Total, Craig Mack, Notorious B.I.G. I've talked to all of them. Now, Craig Mack was a whole different story. Craig Mack wanted to be bigger than what he was. And what Uji said is true. It's like Black Rob. He had flavor in your ear, okay? He could have lived off of that forever, okay? Period. But now you want to blame Diddy because he didn't push it no more, okay? Once you get out there, literally with any record label, you on your own, man, okay? You got to do your thing, all right? You on your own.
Diddy can't write for you. You got to go and find your own writers if that's the case.
And if you're not doing what you're supposed to do, hell, I'm gonna drop you too. That's
right. Me too. Right off the top.
It's done. So all of those that are complaining, all of those, because Diddy ain't got he don't have no recording artist right now. He got Revolt TV. Diddy doing fine. Okay, he don't need to put nobody else out there. You know what I'm saying? But he gave everybody he didn't do it then, but he gave everybody opportunity. Notorious B.I.G. If he was still alive, I bet you any money he'd be on his 12th album right now. Okay. Why? Because that man had that drive. Okay, look, Kim, all of them. They just stopped doing what he taught them how to do when he got them out there. Because he taught them. He showed us on MTV making the band. He showed us that this is what you got to do in order to get to them. And they did what they did. They got there, and then he said, "Okay, see you. You can make your own money now." I'm if anything, I'm glad he would do that because that takes it to the point where you're already out there, you're popular, you making your money, okay? Think about this. Now you ain't got to split no money with no producers that he got or him or his label or anything like that. Go out and get your own because you're already out there. If you can't yourself, come on, man.
And to add to that, he put these guys, like he said, he gave them a platform. They are in the industry now. Every last one of them he named. They are stars.
With his name.
They can do whatever they want to. And then, certain people feel like, okay, I'm rich now. I'm going to chill. I'm going to have a hard head. I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? And then they go out and buy this Lamborghini, they buy this mansion, and then the next year they can't afford to pay those bills no more. All right. So now they running back to Diddy, talk about, hey man, this, that, and the other. What am I gonna keep on feeding you for, man? I done just fed you.
Showed you how to fish.
Why you ain't investing in no liquor then, nigga?
Do something else.
You know what I'm saying? Why you ain't investing in these houses? Why you not investing in real estate? Why you not doing something else?
Yeah. You got to be able
clothing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Why you not doing something else? It's not Diddy's job to hold everybody's hand. All right. I rest in peace, Black Rob. I liked it that walk. Real life on everything. You know what I'm saying? But the man got sick. He probably didn't know he was gonna get sick 4 years ago. 5 years ago. He probably didn't know he was gonna get sick. But that song been out for over 10.
And neither did Diddy. Okay. Diddy don't know what you're gonna do.
That's right. And Diddy didn't know it either.
He don't know what you're gonna do once you walk out that studio.
That song been a hit for over 10 years.
And it's still Diddy's song now. Okay, it's still Diddy's. All right. So if Diddy want to remake it or get somebody else to do it again, he can do it.
But you gotta understand, these artists always have the chance, always can go on the tour. They can book their own tour.
They could book their own tour, but they don't do it. And they
don't do it.
Right. You gonna blame Diddy?
You see Ron Isley. What you think? You think somebody holding his hand?
No. Once he learned how to fish, that was it. Shit.
You think somebody holding his hand? No, ain't nobody holding that man's hand. You see LL? You think somebody held his hand all the way through there?
No.
Ice Cube.
No. And a very good example, a very, very, very good example is like Reverend Ron's kids. You know what I'm saying? Them was kids.
Yeah.
They got a piece of that. They got a platform, and they all went in their directions. You know what I'm saying? They not even though I'm sure Rev got them in the wheel and stuff like that, but they ain't waiting for that man to die.
No. You got one that's on the what is that, the series with old girl that was on Blackish. You got and he can rap his ass off, okay?
Yeah, the little one, the baby King, whatever his name. And wait a minute, hold up, I ain't done. And T.I.'s kids. Come on, he gave him a platform.
Yeah.
The baby is barely getting her hand held, and she's a baby.
But you can put them out there, but like Maury said, you can teach them how to fish, but y'all got to keep on going to the water and throwing that rod out there.
Right.
So you can't fault nobody. You can't fault nobody. This is all a part of propaganda for television for money. All right. Well, they always anything something happens, bro. Anytime something happens, it's televised. All right. Whether it's good or bad. And if it's good, they're going to find a spin for it.
But what's so crazy about that, PD always say, whether it's good or bad publicity, I'll take both of them.
Right. Yeah. If you smart enough to spin it, you could just spin and went out in the middle of the street and defecate.
Yeah. And even right now, with them trying to put that negative out there, they better take this little 15 minutes they got. Okay. Yeah. Take this little 15 minutes they got while you talking.
If you was associated with Bad Boy, you need to get it in and go.
Just like what's the big thing now? Puffy is dating 50 Cent's baby mama.
Oh, is
man?
No, he not mad. He's like, man, he must like her. She must like him. That's what 50 said. 50 is like, they must like each other. Why y'all tripping on me? I'm not even with the girl no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even with her. Y'all want to start something. Y'all want me to make a reaction.
But I just wanted to see what y'all thought about it.
Y'all want some money off of me. I ain't going to give it to you.
50 making too much money right now for the stupid shit.
Right. He like, y'all want me to make y'all some money. I ain't got it for you. He like her. She like him. I hope they do good. You know what I'm saying? Now, how much money you going to make off of that?
End the story. Let it go.
Like my hero used to say, man, keep conflict out your life, because that's the hardest thing to keep out of your life is conflict.
Right. How much money you gonna make off of that? Well, 50 said he got his blessings. Well, that's not a story.
Okay,
no, it ain't.
Okay, let's find something else.
Right.
People, man, that's why I'm glad I ain't like that, man. I used to be. I ain't like that no more, though, man.
Like
whatever.
they say, Puffy over there with his own island and everything. He ain't worried about
Chilling.
none of that stuff.
And
And
and and
50 study making shows and movies. He ain't
and
worried about
anybody,
none of this stuff.
and if anybody keep on muddying that water, you don't. Diddy over there, he writing it all down because they gonna come. You can never come back to Diddy now, okay? Because you try to put him out there, he ain't got to say a word, okay? You gonna come out there, you gonna keep on talking. Diddy. Don't
Play the tape.
Don't respond. Just let them talk.
He know better. There ain't even no sense of telling him that. You see his actions already. He laughing.
Mm-hmm.
He laughing. He dancing.
You used to look like me too, dude. So it is what it is. Gina.
I mean, it ain't about looking like nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's about the drive. That's all it's about. And yeah, back then, I felt like I had the same drive. We just didn't go the same places.
No, I was talking about Diddy.
I know you talk about.
Oh, they used to say I look like Diddy or Diddy.
They said I looked like him.
Yeah, I guess we all did. The whole Gray family looked like it.
Especially when we made the mean face on.
Except for Theo. But anyway, that's another story.
Believe it or not, bro, they used to call me Joe Jackson here. That's because I was too blunt. I was with Gary, and I tell them, man, y'all that some of these schemes they be trying to pull off on people. They get your little young ass on the way, man. That shit was running around here, back in the day. You ain't trying to pull no wool on nobody's eye. And they say you tell it just like it is. Pop is right. It is what it is.
Well, on another note, I did get another one of my businesses started today actually. So you'll be seeing some things pop up, a little bit of advertisement here and there, but it'll probably be a little bit here and there.
Put it out when you're ready. We got you.
Huh?
Put it out when you're ready. We got you.
Yeah, I got another one started today.
You need to get the.
I just tell you, it's a streaming business, but like I said, you'll see my advertisements real soon.
Hey, you need to get ready to write for something. Okay, you hear me?
And my wife just passed a state exam for her insurance license too.
Go ahead on
life insurance and all that. Yeah.
Double congratulations.
Go ahead on, sis.
Dang.
Yeah, we got goals over here. We knocking them down one by one.
Uji, me, you, Maurice, and Gina, we're gonna write for this. All right. Look, I want to show you all this again. All right. You got to do some writing because I'm coming and we get ready to start filming immediately. Check this out. All right. Me.
Okay, well,
a bunch of vignettes. Okay, a bunch of vignettes about stuff. It's just I'm making fun of those movies. I'm just making fun of them.
Okay.
Watch what I do. You got to write one. You got to write one episode.
All right.
Let's do it, Gina.
Yep.
There's somebody that asked me about writing. How do you become an author? What's the steps?
Well, you got to get started writing that book first. That's usually the hardest step right there.
But what book? I mean, what content? What do you?
Well, it depends on what the person, what they want to write. I do children's books. I love children, so I can connect and I can kind of get into the head of a child. I've dealt with children my whole life. I had a daycare for 10 years, so that was easy for me. I know people that write mysteries. It depends on even documentaries.
Well, you know,
just start putting those thoughts on paper, even if you just jotting down a thought. I use my phone a lot. You know, when I was writing, I would use my talk text just so when a thought came, I wouldn't lose it. So I would just talk it into my phone, and I just took those notes and put them together so that they made sense.
How about voice recording?
You have to think about writing like a movie. That book should take you step by step on what's happening. Okay, it is sort of like a movie. I think that's just my opinion, but I like books better than movies. I think they give you more of an avenue for your imagination for how you think it is, whereas a movie is going to tell you exactly how it is. So I just feel like it gives you more room for imagination. But depending on what it is that they're familiar with and what that passion is, that's what they should write on.
Hey, Uji had a question.
Can you got? How about a recording device? Just like talking into like a
anything. You can write it, jot it down on paper, however you want.
I'm talking about like not jotting down. I'm talking about without. I'm talking about can you do it off a tape recorder? Like
Well,
like
your phone should have a dictation device, a dictation app.
You can use a recording device.
Like when I talk on the phone, when I talk through on the phone, it don't get all my, I guess my accent a little heavy, and it don't get all, the words don't be right.
That's just, I think,
that's that Negrish. That's that Negrish.
No, it does. It doesn't pick up the words properly all the time. But if it's your thoughts, even if you read it and it didn't catch the words correctly, you know what it is that you were trying to say.
Yeah, okay.
He said, okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, because I want to do the same thing, but my book will be a little bit all over the place. It's not gonna. There'd be a bunch of good parts in it, like a whole bunch of them. But it's not gonna lead. All of it's not gonna pretty much lead to like the climax, resolution, and all that. It's not gonna. I don't think my book's gonna do that. My whole book might be just the climax.
Well, you know what? It can be that. Just don't lose the audience. I've read some books where I got 20 pages in and they dropped a name and I'm like, I got to go back to the beginning of the book to find out who is this character. Mm-hmm. I should know throughout that book who's who and what they're doing. You drop a name in there, I should be able to know, okay, this was the father or this was this person. I don't want to go back to the beginning of the book to find out who that character is in your book. You lost me already.
Good point.
But I mean, what if the character is only for one short part, and then what if none of the characters match? I mean, I wouldn't want it to be short stories.
Well,
because they actually will lead into each other through me.
Okay, but this is the thing, Uji. If you have a character that is not throughout the book, I need to know what happened to that person. If you're watching a movie and that person all of a sudden disappears and, you're wondering, well, what happened to John at the beginning of the movie?
Like the sister in Family Matters. She went to the basement and never came back.
But if I told you in my book, she went to the basement, she decided never to come back, she locked herself down there and decided to stay there for the rest of her life, I know what happened to that character.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's good. That's a good tip. It's just that, I mean, to me, some people might just be non-factors. They might get mentioned and that might be it, period. Right. That might just be it. Without a story saying, well, I'm not going to talk about him no more.
What if the characters, you got a bunch of characters that impact the main character? Do you put them all in at the beginning, and trail them off, or you know what I'm saying?
Again, it's going to depend. Again, think about your story like a movie. If you had that book or your story on television, would everybody be able to follow your story on as a movie? You don't want a movie that's a cliffhanger and just leave you hanging there and you don't know. Have you ever saw a movie like that where you got to the end and you was like, what just happened? Like
right.
Every movie.
Right.
And so now you lost and you mad that you wasted 2 hours of your time. It shouldn't be, I'm not going to research your book to figure out what's going on. Let me just put it like that. If I can't follow along by reading and flipping the page and reading, there are books that, you know, it may start with all of these characters, but you have to be very detailed with your characters in a book, because I need you to put in my head how this character looks, how they act, what, you know, what kind of personality they have. I don't see that on the screen.
Is there
Okay.
a structure that you have to have? Is there a basic structure that writers got to follow?
Yeah, beginning, middle, and end.
Yeah.
That's the basic structure.
And the middle is supposed to be the climax. That's what I was taught in school. The middle is supposed to be like the climax. That's the bridge.
Right, right. And then at the
Top of the
end, I
bridge.
should know what
Everything.
happened,
Right.
what took place. You know, this person is gone because they got shot and they're no longer in the story. Or I should know what happened to each character. I
Right.
should not be trying to figure out
Okay. Check it out.
what's happening with your story.
How about making a difference? Okay. How about as far as a journal? I mean the journals. What are they called? Okay. Say the storytelling books versus the autobiographies and biographies. All right.
Mhm.
Say I was writing a book and it's about myself. Okay, and it's a biography, but there's so many stories going along in it. What I call it a biography, because with those books, the characters fall off.
It is a biography, but something that a lot of people that write biographies don't understand. The story is good to you and your friends. Is it good to other people? We all, and your friends are, and it's just like when we talk about music on Thursdays and Fridays.
Mhm.
Your friends are always going to say how great it is. It's great because I know you. But if I don't know you, is that story, your biography, interesting to me? I don't want to read about all these different people. Now,
Well, see, like I was reading. Okay, I read a lot. Okay, I do a lot of reading. Like I read. I'm gonna name these people first. I read people's books like Gucci Mane. I read his book. I read what's dude in Texas? The dude who put Ghetto Boys in them out. Not Scarface. The dude to put him out. Now, what's you know I'm talking about, Gregory.
I really don't know. Now you call me Gregory.
That's your name.
Dang, J Prince.
Yeah.
I read his book. All right. I read
But think about it before you go forward. Why did you read their books?
well, because people saying it was good books.
And you probably, there's something about those individuals you probably wanted to find out. What was their struggle? How did they get to where they are? Or they're offering some nuggets for you, something in the book. But normal, everyday people, you're not going to have that. They're not going to have that kind of impact on you. Do you want to go read Gina Gadsden's book? Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, but
You know
it depends on
what
what it depends on what you got on the cover. If you on a strip pole, you know what I'm saying? Are you I mean, I'm just saying, all that counts. All that counts
Right.
as far as when
Right.
you're going to read a book. I'm telling you, because there's a lot of books that I never imagined I would read. You know what I'm saying? A lot
Right.
of books I never imagined I would read, but the cover.
When you talk about your everyday, ordinary people writing a bibliography, they have to come with it. It has to be something that's going to catch you in the first few pages and keep you reading.
Well, yeah,
If it doesn't keep you reading, then there's no point behind it. But you have to catch that your audience in the first few pages. Otherwise, they're going to put your book down and move on to the next one.
Right,
So
right.
what's the difference? What's the difference between a biography and an autobiography?
Well, the biography, one talks about someone who's no longer here,
Yeah,
and one talks
AD.
about a living person.
After death.
Right.
Okay.
So
I guess I should have known that, huh?
So the biography is for the
Dead people.
dead people.
Autobiography usually is a self
Right.
Uh,
But there are some good ones out there that I've read. Oh, you know, I could throw out some names and you never heard about these individuals. And I read them because they caught my attention and it was interesting to me. And so I kept reading.
What part caught your attention? Or just the first couple pages?
Just the first couple of pages, or even the back flap where you put a synopsis of your story. A lot of people will read a book based on that. If the synopsis is not any good, you're gonna probably put it down. This don't sound that interesting.
Well, you know, like True to the Game. I read that it got dice on it and this, that, and the other. You know, I never read. I'm a person. Before I say 2000, I wasn't reading like that. You know what I'm saying? Charlotte's Web and stuff like that to get my grades and stuff like that. You feel me? To do a little essays on and stuff like that for grades. But after that, I didn't read. I didn't pick up books and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But being in the street, when I seen certain book covers and different things like that, that pretty much struck my interest. Just the cover.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Just the cover sometimes will strike my interest.
Exactly. That's like the suit that you put on.
Right.
That cover will catch your eye because
and if you got something good in there on the 50th page instead of the first couple pages, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see. Now after after the 50th page, I'll probably put it down if I'm bored.
A few mistakes that authors make when trying to when they're trying to get their books marketed and trying to get you to buy their book. One is the cover. If it's a cheesy looking cover, you've lost your audience already. It has to be something to draw you in. You go into a bookstore, you go into Walmart, you go into any store that sells books, you're looking for that cover.
But what if the cover doesn't have pictures and it's just the words? The words have to capture you.
The words
got to be something that you could be like,
the words can catch you too. And it's going to catch anybody that it'll pull anybody in that's in that market for one, or even people that it'll catch your eye if it's something that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So those words, even if there's no pictures, the words will bring you in. Think about if you saw a book on the shelf that said "it," just the word "it." Let me see what this about. It what? What about it?
I wouldn't look at it.
I would be thinking that the S and the H fell off somewhere in the library.
Oh gosh! And the other thing, and this is a turn off for me. If I start reading a book and there's errors in the book, because now my attention is gone from what's happening in the book to where's the next error coming.
Okay, but would a publishing company let the errors go through?
Yes, they will.
You kidding me?
There's
all them errors we used to find in our books.
The publishing company is only there to publish your book. You
don't
hire
have
an
they don't have
editor.
proofreaders or
you're responsible for that.
Okay, what about books like back down? What about when you say errors, do you mean misspelled words and stuff like that?
Misspelled words, pronunciation, comments not in the right place.
Well, I like reading a lot of Donald Gowan books and Slim books and stuff, and they got a lot of words that I guess actually they depicting on how the people sounded back then, so they're not spelling all the words right.
That's different,
But they misspelled.
If you're doing something in a certain era, your book is going to depict that. If you're just spelling words incorrectly, we're going to know you're spelling those words incorrectly because, like I said, as you read on, your attention is now focused on the next era that you're going to find. You're not focused on the story any longer.
Let me ask you,
lost your audience.
Do you think a book, say I wrote a book that got nothing but misspelled words and grammatical errors in it, on purpose? I wrote
I was thinking that.
On purpose. You think it's that?
Okay.
Seriously, I'm being serious.
I was thinking the same thing, Greg.
You would probably have to say in your synopsis, something like, the misspelled words depict the type of
my synopsis is gonna be misspelled too. The whole thing is
Well,
going to be
you
misspelled.
know,
The cover going to be misspelled in grammatical errors. Something like this ain't Frail.
this ain't real.
I don't care.
Everything gonna be phonics out.
But
Yeah.
again, it depends on the story too. If you're writing that story like that, that's the error or that's the character, we can accept that. Readers can accept that. When I say errors, this is you didn't even pay an editor or your editor did not do a good job when they went through your book to find these mistakes in your book. And that's a big no-no because, you know, your book is a representation of yourself.
I'm gonna give y'all one.
All the time. I don't think so because you again you're portraying a character sometime in some of these books. Okay, so that does not mean that's you. You're portraying.
No. That's not what I'm referring to. Like I said, if that's the character that you're portraying and that's the era, the time frame, or the city that or whatever, then it's acceptable. We'll keep reading it. We'll keep reading it because I know that you're in Compton and it's the way they speak in Compton. If you're in Compton and you're speaking grammatically correct, we know that's not what's happening in certain areas in Compton. But if that's
what if that's your story?
What about the story?
I said, but what if that is your story? Maybe you writing a story called a Negro in Compton or something like that. But he's he's a grammatically correct guy from the city.
But then that's gonna be shown through your writing. It's gonna be shown through your writing. One thing you have to understand, just like characters on a screen have to be described and you have to put certain clothes on that character, they have to speak a certain way, and we know that this is a certain type of person based on that. You have to do the same thing in a book, but you have to be more descriptive because it's not on the screen, it's not a movie, we don't see this individual. You have to describe that person to the reader.
Okay.
However you want that person to be, you have to describe it to the reader. We can't go through your book trying to assume, okay, this person is this. Oh, he must be a lawyer. You're gonna lose the audience. You're entertaining us.
So no assumptions. You want to capture your audience right off the bat.
Exactly.
And don't have them guessing about your characters,
exactly.
Your storyline.
Exactly.
You want to be able to have them flow, just like you did when you wrote the book.
Exactly. Think of it as a movie. So
everybody, and I'm just putting this in there. Gina runs I don't know what to call it. I want to say a situation, but she runs I can't even do the word. Distinguished Author Guild. Okay?
Distinguished Authors Guild.
They it's an awards presentation for authors, and they go through this and see. And I'm leading to something too. As people submit their books to you, you read them. You read them all, right? You got a group of proofreaders, or
we have a group of readers.
Okay.
That read the books, and we read the books and we evaluate it on certain criteria. One is the cover. How does it catch the audience attention? Does it hold the audience attention? And is it free of errors?
Okay, say that does not do it. What's next?
Repeat that.
Say that the cover sucks. Okay. Do you continue your evaluation of that book?
Yes.
And what's next?
Does it keep the reader's attention? Does it keep the attention of the reader? Because that's important. If you can't keep the attention of the reader, they're not going to get to the last page. They're not going to get to the last page. And we had the readers who wanted to nominate books that they say were phenomenal, but there were so many errors in the book, we could not accept it as a nomination.
See, and I can't understand why the book got published if there's a bunch of errors like that.
Some people self-publish. Some people use publishing companies that aren't really up to par.
So is it necessary to use a publishing company to get your book out? Are they going to help you push your book?
No, all they do is publish your book.
So what do I need them for?
You can self-publish. We have a lot of self-published authors. You can self-publish. There's a lot of Amazon offers self-publishing.
What percentage, right?
Of course, there's some a lot of authors choose to self-publish. But even with me using a publisher, I still proofread my own stuff. I still proofread my own work, even after the publisher, my editor went through it. I just wanted to make certain for myself that it's what I wanted to put out there.
Okay, so after you put it out there, after you started, how long was the process? How long did it take you to do your books? From start to publish?
Well, it took me about 5 years from start to finish, and that's because I put it back on the shelf a couple of times because life happens. There were things going on that I just
5 years.
Put it back on the shelf. But once I was ready to move forward, I decided to write all 5 of my books before I brought in an illustrator, editor, or publisher. I didn't want to have the deadlines.
Did your books immediately initially have pictures in it?
When they came out, yes, but not when I wrote them.
I was going to say, because if you put a children's book out without pictures,
nah, that won't work.
Not gonna work at all.
Yeah, again, that's like a child. Pictures to a child is like watching a movie. And so if you don't have those bright colors, it's going to keep their attention. It's not going to work. They're going to put that book down,
So let me ask you this too. The content, because I would imagine, and Uji, you could probably correct me on this or not, or you can, Maurice too. Once you start writing, it gets, you get more and more and more into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're writing more and more and more and more. At what point do you say, well, I don't need, your book, now you got 1,500 pages, all right, that you've written. How do you condense that to something that's going to keep my attention? How do you condense it to readable material? I got a book right now it's a business book. I call it my business Bible, and it's about 1,500 pages. Now I can go through there and thumb through, and I can see examples from entrepreneurs that have done this. Okay, and it's a bunch of that put together. I can do that one, but if somebody's telling me a story and it's 1,500 pages long, I can't do it.
If you have 1,500 pages of material, you have to go back. You're doing too much. You're probably describing your character too much. And you can over describe a character. You're probably describing every step and every move that each character is taking. You don't have to be that precise. So, you would probably need to go back and skim through some of that and take some of that out. You don't need all of that. Again, once you describe to me what your character is like, some things go without saying. Like, you don't have to say Jim in his red shoes and black suit moved over next to her. I don't need to know all that, depending on the story.
Whoa, if Jim get ready to smash, I want to know the process.
But depending on the story, you may not have to put all of those details in it. It's probably too detailed. And then, even if you think 1,500, if you're talking about once it gets on paper, written type on paper, it's probably not going to be 1,500 pages. Okay. Because there's a certain font that you use. There's a certain size that the letters goes in the letter size in the book. So 1,500 may sound like a lot, but when you get it published and get it put in the book and put it on paper, I had to go back in my books and add to it because I didn't have enough content and I thought I had enough content. when my publisher said, you know, you need to add some more pages to this, I was like, what? Why? So now I got to go back from the beginning after doing this for 5 years and add some more to each book.
Okay.
So it's just a matter, like I said, the hardest part for a person who wants to write is the beginning, is the starting point. And like you said, Greg, once you get started, it starts flowing, and then those ideas start coming. Oh, okay. Well, why don't we, you know, make this character? Why don't we have them do this or that or whatever? It starts to flow.
Okay, so Uzi, you still want to write a book, huh?
Huh?
You still want to write a book?
Oh, most definitely. That's on the goal list. Most definitely. I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna probably do it my way, and then I'll get Gina to help me iron out a couple things. But yeah, it's gonna be something a little different.
Is there is it a good idea to have a ghostwriter?
It depends on what you write.
Yes, I know someone who I referred to my publisher, and she wrote her book. If you're not a good writer, you know, accept the fact you're not a good writer, but you have good ideas. Yes, it's a good idea to have a ghostwriter.
Yeah. You know, I read a book while I was locked up. I read this one book that was written by 3 people, right? And it's like they'll write, I guess, a couple pages. I'm just gonna put it the quick way. They'll write a couple pages and hand it to the next person. He'll write a couple pages, hand it to the next person. He'll write a couple pages and then hand it back to the person. You know, and they'll write that whole book.
I have a friend who had 5 people write a book. She and 4 other people.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of was involved with it a little bit, but I mean, I'm just saying it was in the book after it was finished. It was cool. It was real cool. It was a good book. It floated around that whole joint.
That sounds like fun. I've gotten a lot of books that I haven't read, so Uzi, I'll probably bring them to you, man. But I got a lot of books that I've gotten recently. A couple of your people that have been on the Distinguished Author Guild, and some other people, man. You know, I'll buy a book, and they'll make me take the book. I want to give, you know, I just give the money, but they make me take the book, and I got about 3 of them in my car that I haven't even read yet.
Yeah, I read all the time, especially when I travel. When I'm on a plane, I'm taking a few books with me.
What about an audio book, though? What about an audio book?
I like having the books in my hand. I don't really. Audio is going to put me to sleep. It's going to put me to sleep. And if you notice, Alpha's Adventure is not on audio, and I purposely did that because I want to put books back in the hands of children. There's something about actually holding a book and seeing the pages, and our children are getting so far away from that. I'm really pushing for children to have books, have a library.
I want to do a kids book. I want to do a kids book too. That's one of the things I got on my list is doing the children's book.
And you know what? To me, children's books are easy, but a lot of people say they aren't. They just seem easy for me.
How can you see? I don't get how. I guess adults can do children's book because we passed that already.
No, I mean we got all the memories, so it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be
right.
Like past that. We got all the memories. We got all the stuff that we did that they laugh at anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
stuff
if you
that
think
they
about
like.
it,
How did you do that and did this, that, and the other, la la la? You know what I'm saying? If I had a book and talked about playing cricket in the middle of the street and little Johnny he tripped over a rock, you know, I make it exciting and this, that, and the other. They got to research what they almost want to know what cricket is because we was having if I make it real fun, they want to know what cricket is. They want to know what why was we rolling that ball all the way down the street, all the way down 15th Avenue to hit a stick, so we can get our next bat.
And Uji's right. We have the memories. We know what was fun to us. We know what was hilarious to us, what captivated our attention as kids. And we use that information. When you're writing, you really connect to your memories. Right. You really connect to your experiences.
See, that's why I like to, when I start writing, I'm going to use a recorder because it'll be all type of instances like all this. You know what I'm saying? that's gonna really be like, oh, and I got stories behind a lot of this type stuff. I'm not saying them, but I got stories behind a lot of this, and it's funny. It's hilarious. It make you want to know what happened at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like a whole bunch of those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, people keep telling me to write my story, and I told them, I said, I'm not going to write it. If you want to write it for me, you can write it. I don't care. I don't want to write it.
And see that I don't want to write either. Like I said, I'll record it, and I'm trying to have somebody iron it out for me, write it for me, and type thing.
Someone reached out to me to write. They had their book on a recording, and they wanted me to write it. I didn't want to take on that task. It's people out there that
I understand.
There's people out there that'll do it. I just didn't want to do it. It's time consuming, and I didn't feel like I could connect to that person's words like as if they were my own. So
yeah, you're right.
I turned it down.
And there's some fantastic stories out there, really, man. People are, but they just don't put them out there. I mean, Uji got a story. Maurice got a story. You got a story. I encourage everybody to do their thing, man. Because why build a staircase in somebody else's house when you can build an elevator in yours? Make your stuff happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You do your thing and make your thing. Hey, niece, do your thing and make things happen for yourself, man. So I congratulate you and support everything you do, Gina. And I hope the people that ask me about writing a book, got some lessons from you and Ujima on writing a book. Maurice, Maurice, when you gonna put your face on here?
His face on there.
It's the picture.
Look, y'all, I gotta get out of here, man. I enjoyed this day. Y'all finna close?
Yeah, we're gonna close. We're gonna throw scripture time up there real quick, right quick. So
okay.
But before you do that, I just want to say any authors out there that would like to showcase their books on Distinguished Authors Guild, go to our Facebook page, Distinguished Authors Guild. The registration is there. There's a $25 registration fee. That's what we use to pay the readers. So you're not paying to get into the award ceremony. We're using those funds to pay the readers, and anything remaining we use towards the scholarships. We do offer scholarships. We did give out one scholarship in 2020, and we want to build on that. And each year we want to give out more. So if you're interested in showcasing your books, go ahead to Distinguished Authors Guild Facebook page, click on the registration fee, fill it out, and get the book over to us. We're just trying to give authors the shine that they deserve. Writing books it's hard. It's a very long, tedious process, but it's very rewarding. And we want authors to be able to show their work, get out there, and be rewarded for it.
Cool. We're gonna talk about it some more on another show. But y'all remember the Distinguished Authors Guild? I don't even want to do scripture time, man. The girls have got on my damn nerves. All right.
You're beautiful. You're smart. You're loved. This week will be great. You got this. You're a badass. You can do this.
I wish I had that accent. That's what I'm talking about. I'd be pulling them. Well, hello, girls. How are you? You are beautiful. This will be great. Bring me the panties. Anyway, this is great. There go Ujima right there, Gina Gasson, Maurice Bishop in the shadows over there. Shout out to V. Christopher Lane. All of y'all, man. Okay, do your thing. All right, we'll be back tomorrow. DopelivenTV Live. He's out. Oops. By the way. No, it's no by the way. Maurice, we out, bruh.